It's easy for me now. I have a clear path on what I'm supposed to be doing. So for me, I'm very lucky. I can measure success based on how many people are thanking a veteran and paying them for doing a good job. Too many unemployed veterans out there. As a company, we're trying to get the unemployment rate under 1%. And once we hit that goal, I think that we'll have made a big difference.
The story of JDog's success begins at the peak of the last recession. The founder, Jerry Flanagan's last business, it was forced to close. It was a victim of the economic hardships spreading across the nation. And he says he didn't even have enough money to pay the bills.
Well, in 2010, my wife and I, we had a business that went under. And it was basically because of the recession, 2008. And I wanted to do something that was recession-proof, that was highly profitable, easy to operate. So I went and got a trailer, I had a Jeep, and I wanted to haul junk in my neighborhood. I figured the neighbors would know who I was, our kids go to school together. That's how it started. When customers started finding out how hard of a worker I was and they learned I was a veteran, they recommended I should put, hey, you're a veteran, you should put that on your Jeep. So I put the word, owned and operated by a military veteran, and my sales doubled. Started hiring some veterans at the local VA hospital, compensated work therapy, went through about 6 different guys there, put them through our program at JDog, and I said to my wife, we should do something with this on a national scale, and together we founded JDog Franchises.
Today, I sit with Jerry and find out how work ethic, values, and just plain stubborn will played a part in JDog's rise to the top of the junk removal industry. I'm Tamara Lane, and this is Views from the Top. One of the most important things to Jerry is the mission of the company. He explained to me that staying true to this core value was a choice he made, even when other people told him he should change in order for the company to grow. You have one of the fastest growing junk removal franchises in the nation, JDog Junk Removal, and you are growing every single day, but you have a mission with your company, and I'm excited to talk about. So first, will you just tell me a little bit about JDog and what you're doing?
So JDog Junk Removal is a franchise system, and we are the only franchise in the world that employs and hires military veterans, puts military veterans first, and offers them business ownership along with their military family members.
And you guys are expanding almost every day, every week, because I've asked you several times, okay, how many franchises do you have? How many territories are you in? And every time you've added 2 or 3. What are you at right now?
We're at 150 awarded territories, and by 2027, we hope to have over 1,000 locations around the country.
And when I went down to see your company, which was great, it was so neat to see all the different, you've got memorabilia in there, but you also have all of the different franchisees up on the wall. Can you just tell me a little bit about how you pick who becomes a franchise member of your company?
Sure. You have to be an honorably discharged veteran or a family member, immediate family member of a veteran. So we're 90% veteran-owned, about 10% family members. And you go through a process. It's an awarded territory. You just can't sign up. You have to fit our mold and believe in our same values, respect, integrity, trust. So we're looking to find veterans that are out there that miss the ethos of brotherhood they once had, because once they join JDog, they get that back.
When I heard your story, you basically went out and you just said, I'm not gonna come home until I have X amount of money. And that has now turned into having hundreds of people who are being helped by this. And so not only is it a growing business, but you're also helping others. Can you just tell me a little bit about the overview of your industry and the footprint that you have in it?
Yeah, junk removal is a multi-billion-dollar industry. What sets us apart is customers trust us. They see a veteran-owned company coming to their door. They let them in the house. They offer them a sandwich. They thank us for our military service before we even start the work. Nobody out there does that. People are afraid of, guys on Craigslist or these big corporations. They don't know who the people are. With us, you read our bios and our military background, our history on our websites. You get to know the people, and they become family. So these communities are opening up or supporting the local veteran in small business, and they're using them over and over again, which is making us extremely successful.
Building a brand is both about a good product and a good marketing campaign, but Jerry sees community and building connections as the most important thing, and this is how he does it. You opened in 2011. How much have you grown since 2011?
Well, we started off with the one location, 2011 to 2013. In 2014, we went from 5 locations to 150 awarded now in just 2.5 years.
But also with the profitability of it, the numbers are the percentage jumps.
Yes. 2015 to 2016 is a 300% increase.
And what do you attribute that to?
People want to use us. People want to support veterans, and veterans are finding out about us, and they're saying, hey, let me quit this corporate job. I want to go out there and haul junk with my brothers and sisters. I want to reconnect with a military business, and it's highly profitable. We get the chance to recycle the items we pick up. We do light moves. It's a very, very profitable business, and it's easy to operate, and it doesn't cost much more than $75,000 to get into it.
What does it mean to be a socially and mission-driven business to you?
I get a lot of interviews, I can tell you that much. I'm fortunate enough, I've been on a lot of networks, and people are all buying into what we're doing. We're not asking for a handout, we're asking for a hand up. We just want a chance to compete in that space. We want to haul people's junk, we want to clean out offices, we want to clean out warehouses. Our prices are really good, and there's some hard workers. I mean, if you ever served in the military, work ethic is mandatory.
I had the opportunity to visit the company's headquarters. When you drive up, you can't miss the big truck with the J-Dog sticker on the side.
And you can see it's all military garb here.
Yes, yes.
All branches are represented. And if you look over here on our junk wall, we have a lot of items that we've collected over the years. And we repurpose about 70% of all the items that are picked up. These are the first 20 editions of Sports Illustrated with all the baseball cards. That was for a clean out we did. Picture of Hoover from the FBI.
Now, Jerry showed me around the office, and he pointed out the line of proud franchise owners, each with their military branch on the side.
These are all franchises, yes. And that's all within the last 2.5 years.
Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine.
Yes. Every branch is represented with J-Dog.
Now, J-Dog's growth has happened quickly. In fact, he said by putting the military-owned sticker on the side of the trucks, it grew trust, but it wasn't always that easy.
You're one of the industry leaders and innovators, but what were some of the roadblocks that you had along the way, and what did you do to overcome them?
I think one of the main roadblocks was people just didn't get it. They said, you're going to just pick out veterans and veteran families and try to grow this thing. You need to sell this to everybody and maybe give the veterans a discount. Well, that's what the other companies do. So my wife Tracy and I decided that we were going to stick to this thing, grow it slow if we needed to, but we were going to be patient. We weren't just going to hire anybody and just put anybody in business. We didn't want to do that. So we have a serious process. You have to go through several phone calls. You have to fly into our office, and we really vet you to make sure that you're going to represent J-Dog properly.
And I just want to ask about that really quick, about you have such a fantastic partner and co-founder. I got to meet her while I was down in Philadelphia. She's here today. What was it like building a company together? And any advice for other founders who might want to do that? What is it like to have a partner that's also the person that you live with? Was there any difficulties, or has it just been the reason that you've been able to succeed?
It's been the reason we've been able to succeed. I could never have done this without Tracy. I think when you go into a business and you don't know what the business is, you really have to trust each other. And we trust each other 100%. And when we first looked at each other and said, here we go, like I said, I won't come home until I have enough money to pay the bills. I literally didn't come home until I had enough money to pay the bills. And she trusted that and she believed in me.
That's incredible. And she also now helps with the spouses, right? Because you just explain again, you are not just a franchise where it's like, here you go, here's your certificate, be on your way. But there's a community involved with it, and your wife is highly involved in that.
She's the senior vice president. I mean, she built the company with me side by side, so she knows everything that goes on in building the franchise system. We do calls, ramp-up calls with our franchisees. She's on the phone at night more than I am, talking to the spouses, making sure they know it's going to be okay. If they have any needs or concerns, she answers the phone 7 days a week like I do. So it's a good partnership.
All right, well, I'm going to ask some questions, some rapid-fire questions that I can't wait to hear your response to. So first, I'd like to know what trends you see emerging in your industry.
I see that a lot of small mom and pops are trying to get into the game. to haul junk. The difference is they don't have any competitive advantage. Joe's junk removal system and being on the 20th page of Google, it's not going to really get the phone to ring. So you really need to go at this business with standing out. You really need to stand out of why someone's going to pick you.
And what do you think the junk removal industry will look like in 25 years?
I think it's going to be even bigger. I mean, people like to buy stuff, they like to get rid of stuff. And then the people that want to use stuff, they get in lines for flea markets, garage sales. It's incredible. We pick up junk and then we resell it, we recycle it, and we redonate it. It just keeps going. It's one cycle.
Is it going to change at all with technology, or is there any technology that is helping shift the industry?
People want the stuff picked up now. So if you can attach yourself to applications, social media, if the customers can find you quickly, that's going to be the advantage for the junk removal people out there trying to do the business. Social media, obviously, get a good reputation. Everyone talks about you.
Now, Jerry says that becoming the #1 junk removal company is not the ultimate goal. He is thinking bigger.
What is the next frontier for you to conquer?
Well, I don't want to stop with junk removal. To me, I think JDog could be an Angie's List type business, where every single military veteran that gets out of the service has an opportunity to open up their own business. So we need to stay focused on what we're doing, but I can see us having 15 to 20 different services available for that same customer that's choosing us because we're military veterans in the first place. We already launched JDog Handyman last year. We're testing that out to make sure it works. And then I can see us rolling out multiple businesses.
What other companies inspire you? And they don't have to be restricted to junk removal. Just what companies out there right now do you look at and say, I respect and like what they're doing?
Well, when you see like Uber, for example, the way that came out of nowhere, people didn't believe that was going to happen. Airbnb, I mean, what a concept. I mean, I'm more one of those kind of guys. I think that when you see someone take an idea that everyone says no, then you can still prove everybody wrong. I had a lot of people that told me this wasn't going to work.
But
it's working.
I guess then, what advice do you have for other entrepreneurs who might want to take a risk?
It's not just take a risk. You have to do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you're not going to do this in 3 or 4 years. It's going to take time, and you can't put a timeline on it.
What is your measurement for success?
How many veterans I can put into business, and how many veterans they can hire. It's easy for me now. I have a clear path on what I'm supposed to be doing. So for me, I'm very lucky. I can measure success based on how many people are thanking a veteran and paying them for doing a good job. Too many unemployed veterans out there. As a company, we're trying to get the unemployment rate under 1%. And once we hit that goal, I think that we'll have made a big difference.
Okay, how do you choose the right people to be on your team?
You need to be able to see the future and see the vision and be able to move. I change my mind a lot. They call me a waffler in the office. And I move and change all the time because if you're standing still, someone's going to pass you. So you want to work in our office, first of all, you need to be a military veteran or a family member. We have 2 Marines, 1 Air Force veteran, and the rest are family members. I'm an Army veteran myself, so we have a nice mix of a branch of people in that office. And we need to answer that phone when someone needs us. We can't just shut it off. You need to be there for the other veterans.
Well, now, to me, a company is so much more than just the product and what it does, but it's the person and the people behind it, what drives them, what their mission is. So I'd love to know a little bit more about you. Who is your mentor?
That's a great question.
Or who inspires you?
Well, I was inspired because when I grew up, I didn't come from any money. I couldn't go to college. I lasted 5 months. And when I watched some of the other friends of mine that were able to have the means, I think it made me want to figure out how to get there someday. I worked with a couple good bosses, and I don't want to name any names, but there are people out there that I've learned from and aspired to be like.
How do you get over challenges? What do you do in order to overcome them and move forward? Swing
harder. I don't take no for an answer very well, so I think that you just got to keep finding different doors to get the result you want. You just can't. Someone can't say no to you and you give up. You got to keep pushing.
What keeps you up at night?
I want to make sure our franchisees are succeeding, and I want to make sure that they're making a good living and making good decisions, and they're able to grow and be successful. I think that's the biggest thing that keeps me up at night, to make sure that the people that are buying into our system and that believe in our system are actually making the business work.
And are there any values that stand out to you that innovators need to have in order to be successful in a business?
You need to listen to your people. I think people that open up businesses like myself, there's some good ideas coming from the staff and from the people around you. You're not going to say yes all the time, but when someone does say something yes, you got to take that advice. I've got great people around me, and I take their advice all the time.
From a founder and from someone who's built your business, what are the pitfalls that you think other entrepreneurs can fall into that may keep them from reaching success?
Overspending. I think that people get excited about an idea and everyone tells them how great they are. They tend to overspend and not be prepared for the storm. I made that mistake. So you need to be cautious, you need to be passionate, aggressive, but you need to be cautious as you're building your business.
What's the most exciting thing about your daily routine that you look forward to?
I love going to work. I mean, I love going into my office.
Why I knew you were going to say that.
You've been in that office. I like my whiteboard. We just all collaborate and we throw ideas on the wall and we call emergency meetings, and they're fun emergency meetings. Every environment should be like that. You know, we work in an office building where a lot of suit and ties, a lot of corporate structure, and everyone's jealous of us because we're always laughing half the day and working hard.
And when you were starting your company, what was your aha moment?
When customers were thanking me for my military service, not caring what the price was, and tipping me, and then call me a week later to come back and leave the door unlocked with a check on the table. It's a trust factor. The American consumers want to work with a veteran business. They trust the people that serve the country. And that was the aha moment for me. If the consumers trust us that much, and we have that strong of a competitive advantage, we're going to open up everywhere.
So what I always find interesting is the practices of industry leaders and founders who have become successful, because there is a formula to building not only your personal well-being, but your business. So what is your morning routine?
My morning routine hasn't changed for a while. I get up in the morning and the first thing I do is go right to my cell phone, and I start sharing Facebook posts of our junk removal franchisees, jobs they did, things they've done. We get a lot of different press releases we like to share. So I'm a social media junkie when it comes to supporting the brand. I think the more people hear about us and learn about us, they're either going to use us or they're going to buy a franchise. And I do that starting in the morning, and that doesn't stop till I go to sleep.
And I'm on social media with you. I'm on Facebook. I might be one of your biggest fans right now, liking everything. But my next question is going to be, how do you take your coffee?
Black with nothing in it.
What is your go-to on a Sunday?
What is my go-to on a Sunday? That's a great question. City. My wife and I and our family tend to love to go down to the city of Philadelphia and search for the Declaration of Independence, which is one of my things in life I'm going to do and figure out. I need one of those.
You're going to, wait, say that again? You're going to what?
I'm going to find the Declaration of Independence, and my one daughter's going to kill me when she hears this, because I used to take the family down to the city, and I'd say, we're going to find one of those 200 broadside, declarations. They're out there. There's only 29 in the world. There's got to be somewhere, so that's what we do. That's my go-to.
Okay. That is very specific and goal-oriented.
Very true.
I love it. Okay, in one word, how do you describe yourself?
Energized. Every day. Very energized.
What was your first job, and how did it shape you for your current role as founder of J-Dog?
Chick-fil-A, and nothing at all. It had nothing to do with what I'm doing today. I was a terrible worker growing up.
What did you do at Chick-fil-A?
I cooked.
You were all right.
I cooked the chicken.
All right, and they say it's lonely at the top. What does friendship look like for you where you are now?
My employees are my friends. We spend all the time together, and my best friend's my wife, so we spend 24 hours a day together. We work together, we live together. It's pretty interesting dynamic. So when you have a best friend like her and great friends that work for you, it's pretty powerful.
Jerry, thank you for being on Views from the Top. It's inspiring to hear what you're doing and that you're just growing daily. So thank you for your time. And thank you for giving us a different perspective and new angles on what we can look for in business.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to get in touch with him or just know more about J-Dog, you can find him every morning on Facebook or visit his website. All right, that is it for today. Lucy, what do you have going on next week?
So next week, we're going to be sitting down with the founder of Bravo Investments, Natalie Molina Nino, and she'll be telling us all about the company and also speaking about the lack of diversity in the tech space and what she's doing about it. So exciting stuff, and we'll be learning a lot.
She's got a lot of excellent insight.
Definitely. It's going to be a good conversation.
Tune in next week, same time. I'm Tamara Lane,
I'm Lucy Norris.
and this is Views from the Top.